Hey there, Bioshock fans. This is WESITRON. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very special action figure 2-pack. This is from NECA. This is the Bioshock 2 Crawler Splicer and Ladysmith Splicer. What's so special about this set is that for years these guys have been in limbo, not really knowing whether or not they were going to come out. There was word that there would be a Toys R Us 2-pack, but it never came to fruition because I think some of the other Toys R Us exclusives didn't do as well. They never made it into the main line. So they just seemed like they were going to be canceled, and even BBTS had canceled my pre-order for this wave. So very excited to say that NECA has actually just produced these on their own. So these are direct-to-consumer pieces similar to the Skulls pack. So you can, as far as I know, only find these on the NECA store, on eBay, and possibly on their Amazon store. I'll check that as well. I'm pretty sure that they're on there, but this set is about $35, so it's about par for the course, with a little bit of extra cost in there just because this is not going mass retail. So packaging is very cool. This is the standard clamshell type deal. We've got a shot from the game of the Crawler and the Ladysmith over here. Now this is like a redo of the Ladysmith that they had done before, and I don't have any of the other Ladysmith Splicers, so I don't know if anything major has changed, but I do know a little bit about the costume, which we'll get into in a little bit. But she's got a new mask, new weapons and everything. Very cool. Splicer is an all-new character, or Crawler Splicer, I guess I should say. All-new character, very cool. In the background, you can sort of see Rapture back there. It's probably hard to see through the plastic and the reflection, but Rapture is there in the background. Very, very cool. You can see fish and stuff out there. On the bottom, we've got our credits. Very cool of NECA that they still do this. Sculpt, Jason Fraley and Chris Gorich, I guess. Paint, John Wardell and Jeffrey Trapp, the masterminds over there at NECA. Prototypes, Adam Smith. Photography, Steven Mazurek, who we've seen a lot lately. Very, very cool stuff. All the logos and whatnot. On the back, we've got cross-sells for the other figures that have come out, with the Light-Up Big Daddy, the Elite Big Daddy, various Big Sisters and Splicers and all this stuff. Delta. Very, very cool. And I will show you the really quickly the bio there, if you would like to pause that and check it out. It's for the Crawler Splicer. And for the Ladysmith Splicer, in this bio they do mention her using a Tommy gun, which is a Thompson submachine gun, as opposed to the shotgun that she comes with. But it's also an old picture, if you notice the blue picture, so or the blue dress, I'm sorry. So I'm guessing they just copied that over from the single pack. But yeah, very cool set. Glad to have them. Let's get them out of package and see what they're like. And we're back with the Crawler and the Ladysmith out of package, and I gotta say, these guys are fantastic. I love these figures. These are awesome. I guess we'll start with the Crawler, because he is the new piece here. Very, very cool. You can see they went all out to try, and hopefully that's in focus, to replicate his look from the game, from the crazy, zany mask that he wears that's cracked and broken. All those cool designs, painted well and textured. You can see all that. The texture on his arms. That nasty, dirty look that all the Splicers seem to have because they've been crawling down in Rapture for the longest time. The hooks, very, very well done. You can see they're kind of sort of appropriately sort of mashed. If I can get that to focus. Like they weren't actually like forged into hooks, like they were beaten into hooks by like hammers and spoons. Like just awesome, awesome work. Great work on the claws. The paint is fantastic. More awesome dirt on the midsection and that great pattern, like almost like a corduroy type look to his shirt. These suspenders, this is really cool, are a separate piece of plastic that attach from the back and the front. I apologize if you can hear that lawnmower. I didn't know they were going to mow today. Those are loose, so you could, if you wanted to, just put those down his body. Very cool. The mask is rubberized, very, very soft, even though it looks very hard, so it comes off very easily, and you can see that awesome mangled face of his. Very, very, very cool. Let me get a little bit more light on that. There we go. From the nasty, nasty smile to the stitches almost. Oh, it's not stitches, it's kind of like split flesh, I guess, up here. And the warped eye where he's just been spliced so many times he doesn't know what's going on anymore, just looking for more Adam. Just absolutely fantastic. Very, very cool. Torn up shorts, more of that great texturing. And you can see there's like an additional texture of like a square pattern that goes down on the shorts. Very, very nice. I forget what these things are called, but the things that hold your sock up. He's got those, and on one side his sock is hanging around his ankle, and on the other it's still attached. Just nice little details like that make this a really, really outstanding looking figure. Very, very cool. As far as accessories, as I showed you, he came with the great mask, which is rubberized. If I can get it to focus, there we go. So very soft rubber, so it just slides over the back of his head. You just pull it right over, and that does cover up his eyes. So you can actually, if you looked very closely, you could see his eyes in there. Very, very cool. And he looks fantastic because of this like beak-like look he's got, and then the excellent articulation in the arms. He's got this real bird-like quality, which kind of fits with him like crawling on ceilings and stuff. So very, very cool, very creepy. Love this figure. As far as articulation goes, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to cover his hooks because I did show them a little bit already, but they are a little bit softer plastic, but they've still got some rigidity to them, so be careful when putting them in and out of his hands. You can see that they're very simple, but as I said, look like they were just kind of beaten into that shape, as opposed to actually, you know, like molded that way. Very, very cool. I dig that. And then he would throw these at you in the game, and sometimes that was the only way you knew that he was even in the room. Very, very cool character. I really liked the crawlers, even though they were jerks. They were just neat bad guys to have around. Now, the way his hands are designed, he's got this like sort of extra thumb on the bottom. You can see that. See that extra claw right here? So you kind of have to work it in between the fingers, but still dodge both the thumb and the lower claw. So it can be a little tricky to get in there, but it's not too bad. But articulation is as such. He's got a ball-jointed head. You can see there's not a lot of down movement, but that's because his midsection bends down because he tends to crouch and look up. So you can see he's got a lot of great backwards movement. So if you called that his middle, he would still have good downward and then up. Then we've got tilt, and of course, you know, rotation all the way around and everything. Swivel hinge shoulders all the way around, out to the side, about that far. Swivels in the biceps muscles. Hinged elbows get better than 90 degrees, like much better, almost a double joint. Fantastic right there. I love it when a company engineers an elbow to get almost double range. And you can see it's just by carving out the right spots. Very, very cool. We've got swivel wrists as opposed to the ball joints we typically see with NECA, but remember these were sculpted and produced, well not produced, but sculpted and designed a long time ago, at least 2 years I guess. So they do have the older style articulation, but still very good. We've got a ball jointed midsection, very cool there. He does, I think he's got a swivel waist, but I haven't been able to get mine to move, but it looks like he does. I'll try and update that for the video when I put it out. And I'm sorry again about the lawnmower noise. Swivel hinge hips, so they do go up into the torso, so they swivel this way and then go out that way, but it still gives you a full range of motion on these hips. You just gotta, you know, it's a little different than normal, but it does work perfectly. Very, very cool. Swivel hinge knees. So you got a nice about 90-degree bend on either side, and then they rotate there as well. And then we have swivels at the tops of the sock holders, whatever you want to call those. And you can see that actually severely changes the angle of the foot, which is good because there's no ankle joint because of the design of the socks. So they've designed these on sort of an angle, so it gives you the opportunity to keep him standing in a multitude of poses. So like, if he's just, you know, there standing straight up, he's got kind of weird feet. But when you bend his knees the way he always crouches, and then you put him down like this, all you have to do is turn his foot at the top of that sock just a little bit, and all of a sudden, he's stable. Which is very cool. It was a nice solution to cutting out the ball-jointed ankles, which I dig. Excellent figure. If you were to break these down price-wise, $17, definitely worth it for this guy. Awesome, awesome figure. Because excellent accessories, great mask, great look, great articulation, perfect. And this one was a bit of a surprise for me. I didn't expect her to be actually as cool as she is, because I had always seen in reviews that she kind of falls over on her own, but she's actually not bad. If you work with the articulation a little bit, I mean, you've seen the whole video, she stood up on her own. She does include a stand. It's got a single peg on it, and she has peg holes in both feet, which, by the way, he also does. But she's got peg holes in both feet, so if you want to, just to be safe, you can put her on there just to help hold her up. But she does have a swivel here in the calf, so it's easier to get her to stand than you would think. Another very cool action figure. She comes with the mask, which is, again, soft rubber and has like a bird-like look to it. A part of the story was that a lot of these characters were a masquerade when stuff went bad, so very, very cool. You see little eyelashes there that are painted onto the eyes. Very, very cool. The inside is also detailed with more feathers, and we got the strap. The strap is neat because it sort of hooks behind this ridge on the back of her hair. So you just put that right there, and then you just sort of pull the mask down over her face. But you do have to be careful because you don't want to rip anything. So, because being soft plastic, it does have the potential to rip. So just be aware of that. You do have to be careful putting the mask on and off. But very cool. You take the mask off, and you got that wonderful face there. We'll show that in a second. But more accessories. She's got the wrench, which is very, very awesome. Red and silver. Great paint apps on this. There's some chipping on the handle and everything. Very, very nicely done. Hopefully there's enough light on that. I don't know. Got the shotgun, which is very cool. Both of these really just make me wish that I had a Jack or a Booker figure by now. But you can see very, very nice detail. They've got a scored grip there, metal banding around it, brass on the, I guess this is the barrel release here. Triggers, different color. Everything it's just really nicely done. Barrels are hollowed out so it doesn't look cheap. A little sight there on the front. Excellent, excellent work on the shotgun. And unfortunately it does not open, but that would be pretty difficult at this scale. But still, very cool nonetheless. I really dig that. So we've got wrench, mask, and shotgun, and stand for this figure. Already her value is climbing, which is good because, as I said, this is more expensive than you would probably find in several stores, although TRU is charging more these days. But onto the figure itself, you can see this wonderful sculpting job they did on her hair. Excellent, excellent work. I love that, like, despite how crazy, like, disgusting she looks, she still, in a way, fixes her hair. I think that's really, really interesting, and it fits with the character. Because this character is supposed to be sort of obsessed with her looks. But you can see all the disgusting makeup and paintwork, and even, like, maybe cold sores getting out of control there on her mouth. Just really, really disgusting. Like, you might want to keep the mask on, because this is nasty. But very well done. They did a nice flat plastic there to make it really like sell that stretched skin. You can see striations on her neck and the veins in there. I mean, like, there's a lot of detail work that went into this figure. They did an excellent job on the sculpt. Paint as well. Great pearl necklace here and texturing on the shirt. You can see more veins on the arm. The red varicose veins there. Hopefully you can see the redness there. That might be a little too much light, but I can pull her back a little bit. There's some nice redness on her varicose veins. Very disgusting. You can see sort of a tumor that's gotten out of control here and maybe is bleeding over a little bit. Just really, really nasty figure. But she's got on like sort of opera gloves, like she's going out and stuff. Which is really interesting. Torn here and there. You can see here, this is a different model than the last one, a different in-game model, and I did look it up just to make sure it was right on, but this is actually, instead of just having her tumor hanging out like on the other figure, this is actually her slip, and if you look very closely, there is a pattern, like a lace pattern, that goes across that. You see that? Very, very cool. They did a lace pattern over top of the tumor just to make it look like she's got like a slip on underneath her dress, which I think is excellent. Pink panties sticking out of the top here. The dress is a soft rubber, so it doesn't hurt articulation too much or anything, but it's got a great polka dot pattern on it and everything. It's just outstanding looking. We've got more of that great tumor nastiness going down her leg and wrapping around, and that is like kind of separated there. So it's actually like sculpted around. It's really, really nasty, but really cool at the same time. Great paintwork over here on the other leg where it just sort of looks sort of like the pigment has gotten out of control because of so much nastiness. Yeah, totally disgusting action figure. Keep the mask on if you can, but excellent nonetheless. As you saw, she does hold her both weapons really well. Her left hand can easily grip the wrench. Right hand, softer rubber on both hands, so even though it doesn't look like it's ready to grab a grip this big, it will fit in there with not even a lot of work. You just kind of have to twist it in and hook her thumb over. So see, it actually grips it really, really well. And the kind of softer rubber of it will make sure that it stays in place as opposed to like popping out if the grip was, you know, awkward. So very cool. Articulation-wise, she is more limited because she was one of the early figures they put out from Bioshock. He came much later, but she's got a ball-jointed neck, which has excellent down motion. I really like that. The hair does impede it going up a little bit. You can see if this is vanilla, she goes up only about that far, but still good because, you know, mostly she's running straight at you with a gun or a pistol, a shotgun or a pistol. But we've got great tilt action, especially the left. Ew, that's creepy. To the right, we've got some great tilt action there. Swivel hinge shoulders are set at an angle like this, so if you notice when I push forward, it kind of spins instead. It's because the rotation angle goes like this as opposed to like this. So interesting there, but she does have great rotation going outwards, or just movement outwards, I guess I should say. I guess it's still rotation, whatever. No swivels or anything in the biceps muscles. But she does have swivels in the elbows, and they're set at angles that make it more likely to work with gun poses. So the angle is cut to where she could still look, you know, fairly natural with her arms just down. But if you were to rotate it, you can see how they kind of naturally go into a gun-holding pose. So that's pretty cool, and would work, I guess, pretty well with her Tommy gun as well. We've got swivel in the waist. Quick correction here, I just did want to make sure I was clear here. I said this was a swivel joint. It's actually a ball joint. I got to turn it like this and I didn't think about it. But yeah, that was my bad, guys. Really, really nice range of motion. Very, very cool. And that will also help with balancing. So, sorry about that, but there you go. Holla! And we've got swivels in the hips here that are V-cut. You can see they just sort of rotate because you can't really get to them much anyway because of the skirt. But still. And then we've got swivel in the top of the shoe. Now, since this foot is just basically like a peg, you know, you're pretty much, this is going to be your center point for balance. So once you get her standing, you see she's wanting to fall, making sure her legs are straight, of course. This will be the thing that you want to rotate to keep her standing. And if you rotate it just so, you will be able to get her to stand, I promise. You can see that at the beginning of the video. But it will take a little work, but pretty cool. Not as troublesome as I thought. I really thought she would be, you know, falling over left and right, but she actually holds her own. As I said, this was about $35 for the set. So for that, you get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 accessories. You get 2 well-articulated action figures. You get 2 really beautiful action figures, really disgusting things that you can freak your friends out with if you want. But just really, really excellent 2-pack here. This was a set that wouldn't have come out any other way if not for NECA's diligence and working to bring it to the fans after promising it for so long. So I'm really impressed that NECA was able to get these out. I'm very, very happy to get them into the collection. I have a lot of Bioshock toys. I'm a big Bioshock fan. So yeah, that's pretty much it for these guys. Very cool set at $35. I think it's a great deal, especially for direct-to-consumer pricing. I would have expected they would have been at least, you know, $40, $45, just because the price for plastic goes up when the, you know, the run gets smaller. So I will double-check the price to make sure it is $35. I think it's $35 or $37, one or the other. But still, great price, great action figures, highly recommended. There's very few NECA things I don't recommend, so that's it. If you have any questions or comments, throw them in the box below. I'll be glad to answer them for you. Anything at all I can do to help, you know, hit me up. I'm here. Thanks to subscribers. Thanks for everybody stopping by for the first time. You're awesome. Appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.